The president is out on a boat, enjoying a quiet moment fishing, while his bodyguard Mike patrols nearby on high alert. Suddenly, something strange appears in the sky. People on the ground assume it's just bats and don't think much of it. But Mike looks closer and instantly realizes the truth. This isn't a flock of bats at all. It's a swarm of drones. He urgently calls his team and orders them to evacuate the president, but it's already too late. The drones are right on top of them. Guards open fire, but the targets are too small and fast to stop. From a distance, a mysterious figure presses a button. The drones explode. It turns out each one is packed with explosives. Under the relentless assault, both the shoreline security and the guards on the boat are wiped out. The drones briefly lock onto Mike, then suddenly veer away. He barely has time to react before they change direction again and rush straight toward the president. Mike shouts for his men to push the president into the water. At the exact moment the president falls in, the attack hits. Mike jumps in after him, drags him underwater, and tries to escape beneath the surface. But the drones keep bombing the water. A massive explosion follows, and both men lose consciousness. Fortunately, rescue teams arrive in time. Both survive, though they remain unconscious. Mike wakes up first only to find his hands cuffed. FBI Special Agent Black confronts him. They believe Mike is behind the assassination attempt. Near the scene, they found a drone-launched vehicle, and a hair recovered from the control panel matches Mike's DNA. Even worse, $10 million has mysteriously appeared in his offshore account. To the FBI, the conclusion is obvious: Mike was paid to kill the president. Mike protests that it's an obvious setup, but no one listens. He's transferred as a suspect to another interrogation site. That night, 3 police vehicles quietly transport him, unaware they're being watched. A hacker disables the convoy, and armed men ambush the cars, killing the escorts and abducting Mike, staging it to look like a rescue by accomplices. This only seals his guilt, but Mike isn't helpless. He suddenly attacks, kills the men holding him, takes a weapon, and frees himself. When he removes one attacker's mask, he's stunned. The man belongs to the private security force of his old friend, White. That means White is behind everything. Police launch a citywide manhunt. They trace the $10 million to a Russian state-owned bank. This is bigger than they imagined. White soon receives a furious call from a mysterious superior. The original plan was to kill the president and frame Mike. Now the president survived, and Mike escaped. The order is clear: find Mike and kill him. Mike flees into the wilderness to find his father, a traumatized war veteran who's been living in isolation. After days on the run, Mike finally catches his breath, but White's assassins track him down. Fortunately, Mike's father detects the intruders first. Calm and smiling, the old man leads Mike outside and presses a remote. Explosions erupt everywhere. The entire mountain is a deadly minefield. The assassination squad is wiped out in seconds. Meanwhile, the real mastermind reveals himself, the vice president. With the president awakening, he orders White to finish the job. Mike realizes the truth too. As long as the president lives, the threat remains. Mike races to the hospital and arrives just in time. He surrenders his weapon to gain access, insisting on seeing the president. The president trusts him completely. After all, Mike saved his life. Security is placed under Mike's command, and they prepare to evacuate. White launches a final attack. The driver is killed, forcing them to retreat into another building. Mike hides the president and draws the enemy away. Heavy gunfire erupts. Outnumbered, Mike uses diversion tactics and barely holds on until backup arrives. White retreats to the rooftop, where a helicopter awaits, but it explodes mid-air. Mike confronts White alone. Former brothers-in-arms fight to the death. When Mike runs out of bullets, he disarms White and finishes the fight with a knife, with White dead. The conspiracy collapses. Mike clears his name and saves the nation.